guys, welcome back to Bibliophile Reads. I'm Courtney and today you're joining me for the start of another weekly reading vlog. It is Monday, January 20th. Happy Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I had the day off. I knew I was going to have a long weekend, which is so needed. And it was a great weekend to get some reading done. If you want to find out what I read last week, don't forget to check out my reading wrap-up that I just posted today. And I'll link it in the card so you can go check that out. And I try to post either a weekly vlog or weekly wrap-up every Monday so that you have that. Yesterday I finished the book Wake Up and Open Your Eyes, which was literally so good. I talked about it at length in my last video, but it was like profound. I really loved it. And then I immediately went to something a little bit lighter. So I'm currently reading The Rom-Con. This book is by Devin Daniels. I forgot where I heard about it, but I am borrowing it from the library, and it's so good. I'm 40% in. I'm going to try to finish a good chunk tonight, maybe even finish the whole book. But this book follows Cassidy, who is a writer at a magazine that specializes in women. It's called Siren Magazine. I think she's an editor, and she takes on this sort of project around dating. It's kind of like if you saw the movie 10 Ways to Lose a Guy or whatever, but she basically gets tips from her grandma about how to date a man, and she finds some tips from the 50s, and she's like, I want to see if these tips still work on men to this day. And so she decides to do that experiment to see if the tips still work, and she ends up doing the experiment on a guy named Jack, who is the co-founder of the sort of rival male magazine that's often misogynistic. And so she's playing this like demure 1950s sort of woman, but he's already met her, and before she decided she was going to play this game with him, she came out full scheming with her full personality, and I think he was more interested in that than this new version that she's kind of pulling out. But it's really cute. I haven't really been into romance lately, so for a romance to capture something for me, I'm excited to dig into that. You might notice I'm wearing new glasses today. These are blue light glasses. They're from a company called Firmoo. Obviously I bought these. People don't send me stuff like that. But I did see somebody wearing them on TikTok before I got rid of TikTok. These took a while to come. I think they come from overseas, and you can put prescriptions in your lenses. I just have blue light, and blue light usually works best for me because my regular glasses that I wear are prescription, but they're very light. So it's not that I definitely need prescription, but I definitely need blue light because I'm on my computer all day, and when I wear my regular glasses without blue light, I can feel the difference. So these are super cute. They're pink. They have this little dangly thing here, so I'm here for it. And I'll put the link to this website down below if you're interested. They have a ton of different glasses, but I think they're super cute. What else is going on? Okay, so I talked about last week sort of switching from the Hobonichi to the Amanda Rach Lee planner, which came today. I wasn't expecting it to come this soon. And you guys know me, I'm a pink girl, but they only had this color left, and so I picked it up, and it's got like a furry Sherpa cover, which also isn't my favorite thing, but I'm rolling with it. And the reason why I decided to go this route instead is because I just needed a little bit more structure to how I was going to lay out the year. And so in this one, it is a doodle planner, but like the doodle's already set for you, which is also great for me because I'm not very artistic, as you guys know. And so what I did, I haven't colored this top part yet, but what I did is I just transferred data from my Hobonichi of all the days that I've been reading and what books I've read each day. And then they have like a habit tracker I need to update with my Hobonichi one, and then they had a mood tracker. And then I just went through, and luckily the stickers that I had peeled off easily from the Hobonichi, and the ones that didn't, I just taped them down. So I was able to write or stick down the books that I finished on which days. And I only, if you remember, the HP Sprocket, I like to use a collage of 4. So I don't have all of the pictures printed out yet because I'm waiting for groups of 4. And so what I'm going to end up doing is just writing the blurbs about the books as I finish them on that day. And then, yeah, I did set my goal. My goal pretty much every month is going to be 15 to 20 books. And so I put it here. I started coloring this a little bit. I was really set to finish it. And I was like, well, I don't have to rush it. Like, I could just take my time. Like I said, I'm not super artsy, so it's nice to have these things just already laid out. And then at the front, there's a section where you can create your goals. And again, this would be like your planner, which I might do next year because this one, I really like the feel of this, but I already have my planner for this year. But this is going to be good for books. But my goal, I just put my reading goal, which is 120 books. And then my motto for 2025 is let them. And I haven't started that book yet, but I have it mapped out to read 3 chapters a day so I can finish it. And so yeah, I've enjoyed sort of kicking this off. And so I think that is going to be my move is like I went from over the top with like planners and devices to wanting to shrink that down to over the top again to want to shrink it down again. So the only thing I'm using is my main planner, which is this chunky girl. I love this one though because and I did get it from the TikTok shop. I don't have TikTok anymore, so I can't link it, but I might have it in an old video. But no, they have a website. It's the Daily, D-A-I-L-E-E. And what I love about it is, I'm gonna kind of put it away so you can't see everything, but you know, you can put your hourly, which I've never been a vertical girl. I always like the horizontal layout, but this gives you your hourly. Then you have a to-do list each day, which really works well for me because I generally do have a to-do list each day. And then you also have the page in the front where you can like put your meals, put your workouts and all that. I'm not good at tracking all of that because I do track it on my phone, but I'm getting better. And then this one for the book. So that's just 2 and that's it. I'm getting ready to film my review of the books. So I have this here. Stay tuned for that. That'll go out before this comes out. But basically, I generally like it. There's a lot of little quirks with it you have to sort of figure out. And there's not much of a manual that comes with it. It's really all about vibes, which is very interesting. And so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But that's everything for Monday. I will check back in tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Hopping on real quick to give you an update on what I read. I'm filming on my phone, so I'm hopeful that when I import these videos, they'll all mesh and marry together. But I need to charge my camera. I thought I did it last night, but it did not charge. Okay, so today was a big day because it is Onyx Storm release day. And a lot of us were super excited about that. But before that, let me talk about what I read last night. So I did finish the Rom-Con. This is the book that I picked up maybe Sunday evening. And this book was so cute. I ended up giving it 4 stars. And this book followed our main character who was writing an article for her her magazine Siren, and I talked about it in the last clip. So she was trying to like test out these tips and tricks that her grandma, who's now 90, had suggested for sort of catching a man, and she starts using some of the tips, and they kind of work in the sense that she meets the male character, but he doesn't fall for the tricks really because he likes her spunky personality and her very modern ideals. And so we go through her starting trying to discover the article, then determining that she doesn't want to ethically because she's starting to really fall in love with him. Then they fall in love, they have a 3rd act breakup, they come back together. But it was such a good story. I have not been in the mood for romances lately, and this one was perfect because it wasn't like your ordinary romance. It definitely required a little bit more, not thought, but I mean, it's just like a little bit more humorous. It wasn't so basic. Really cute banter. And the only downside that made it 4 instead of 5 was the 3rd act breakup. The guy, just really, his douche flag flew once the 3rd act breakup started. And I did not like that. But today is really all about the star of the show, which is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. So I have this digitally, but I also am collecting all of the editions. I did have this special edition ordered, and so it was so funny because I placed put this on hold, reserved it, and when I went to Barnes, there's a ton of people waiting to reserve or pick up their book, and so they had a cart full. And whenever you pick up a book from Barnes, it's just like, you know, my last name and then get the book. No, they're like, can you confirm this information, that information? And I was like, okay, like, no worries. And she's like, I'm sorry, it's such a busy time. Like, look, I get it. These books are serious. No skin off my nose. I am good. So have that. And I just started. It's like 745 pages. So I'm nowhere near anywhere in this book. I think I'm only 3% in. I'm going to see what that page equivalent is. I keep going backwards. 26, page 26. So I've just barely scratched the surface, but I've been reading a bit tonight. I've been reading it on my Scribe because I wanted to like make comments as necessary, but I need to charge this and then I will come back to it. But I can read it on any device really and make comments. But I think that's going to be most of my effort this week, is reading this. I know it kind of starts off with a lot of setup and then it starts to speed up, and so I'm excited to get into that. There was another book I wanted to read too. Let me just check on my phone what Kindle book I need to finish and give feedback for Happily Ever After, which is my NetGalley book. But then I also wanted to read, hold on. I also wanted to read either like a cozy mystery or another romance in the background while I'm reading the Onyx Storm. So that's my plan. But that's really it for Tuesday. Nothing super exciting. Like I said, only 3% into Onyx Storm, so it's not like I have a ton to report out or anything, but super excited to have that in hand. So I will check back in tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Hopping on to give you an update on what's been going on. So funny, yesterday I ended up filming on my phone, so I hope that I can put everything in the same file. But I literally thought my camera battery wasn't charging, and it wasn't the camera battery at all. It was literally my SD card that was full. So it's always fun to read the directions of your devices. Okay, so far today, I have been reading Onyx Storm and The Love Hater. So obviously Onyx Storm came out yesterday. The hype is there. It's already starting out really good, but I don't want to rush it like I did Iron Flame, because I literally could not remember anything about Iron Flame, and it's starting off really good, so I want to be completely invested in it. I did put this on my shorts for today, but like I think Xaden is BIPOC, y'all, and I don't know, did I miss something in Iron Flame? When they talk about his brown skin, I was like, oh my gosh, here we are. I didn't realize it, but I was so excited. And then there's two other of the cadets that are as well, so I was like, how did I miss this? But I'm so excited. But it's so good so far. I think about 6 or 7% in. And then I started The Love Haters, which is Catherine Sinter's new book that I got as a NetGalley e-arc, and I'm reading it because I have some great e-arcs and I need to make sure that I'm reading them and getting my reviews up, because I want to have my overall percentage on NetGalley to be really good so I can get the books that I want. Today I got approved for 2 more books. So exciting. 2 books that I really wanted. So the first is Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone. She also wrote, what was the book she wrote last fall? I had to look it up. She wrote Ready or Not, and that was the book where there was a accidental baby, and the girl's best friend's brother comes and sort of helps her through the 9 months. And so when I saw that Cara Bastone had written a new story, I definitely wanted to get on the list, and I got approved. So excited. So this one says, Lainey's a bit of a mess at the moment. Ever since cancer stole away her best friend, she's been completely lost. She's avoiding her concerned parents, the apartment she shared with her best friend, and the ever-lamented live again list of things she's promised to do to survive her grief. But maybe if she acts like she has it all together, no one will notice she's falling apart. The only gigs she can handle right now are temporary babysitting jobs, and she just landed a great one, helping overworked single mom Reese and her precocious daughter Ainsley. The only catch, Ainsley's uncle, Miles, always seems to be around and is kind of a walking version of the grumpy cat meme. worst, he seems to be able to see right through her. Surprisingly, Miles knows a lot about grief, and he offers Lenny a proposition. He'll help her complete everything on her live again list if she'll help him connect with Ainsley and overcome his complicated relationship with Reese. Lenny doubts anything can fill the void her best friend has left behind, but between late-night ferry rides, midnight ramen, and a well-placed shoulder whenever she needs it, Miles just won't stop showing up for her. Turns out, sometimes your life has to end to find your new beginning. So I thought that sounded really cute. I definitely know where it's going to go, but I really enjoyed Cara Bastone's writing. And of course, anytime an author offers up a NetGalley, or the publisher offers a NetGalley read, I'm so grateful, especially for an author that I have been watching for a while. So the other book I got on NetGalley is called Stuck Up and Stupid. This is a romance teen YA, and this says Lily has the whole summer stretched out before her. Endless days of sunshine and friends at beautiful Pippi Beach. Then superstar Dorian Kahn arrives with his party of Hollywood types. While most of the locals, including Lily's glamour-obsessed mom, are thrilled to be so close to the A-listers, Lily can't help but see them as superficial and arrogant, especially Dorian, the most famous of them all. But as Lily's and Dorian's paths continue to cross, she begins to wonder if she's got them all wrong. Has she been what she hopes to never be? Stupid? Playwright Kate Rice and her daughter, Hollywood actor Angora Rice, team up to write a teen romance novel from those who know firsthand what the international film industry is really like. Oh, that's cute. So glad that I got this one too. So I will be reading those. I think both of these come out in May. So it's really important, like I said, that I'm reading these. Also, today happened to be the day that literally all of my Libby books came in, and I'm like, okay guys, like 3 of them came in. Let me see if I can pull them up on my iPad here to tell you. And I don't know, like I've heard there's like an algorithm with Libby, like depending on how often you use it, and then you kind of get jumped in a line. I don't know that that's true because I feel like I've been waiting for these books, but I also haven't been keeping track. So I got, let's see, Meet You in the Middle. I talked about that one yesterday. Okay, I got Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews, which is sort of like a horror story that I was looking to get towards like October. You Will Never Be Me by Jessie Q. Sutanto. And then I got the next book in Babysitter's Club, which is 68, Jessie and the Bad Babysitter. So all of those came in as well, and I have 3 weeks to read those. So I told everybody in my family, if you see me doing anything besides reading, you need to interrupt me because I need to be reading, editing, working, and that's it. So those are the updates. I'm going to hop in the shower. I'm going to read, edit, and sleep. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Thursday. Popping on to give you an update on what I've been reading today. So today I had an in-person meeting, so I was away for a part of the day. But once I got home, did homework with my youngest. I've been focusing on reading because, as I said, I have so many books right now. That's the only thing I'm doing. So I'm currently reading The Love Haters by Catherine Sinter. This is an e-arc that I got from NetGalley. I'm 43% in, and my hope is to finish this book today, or at least like to 90%. It's actually a really cute book. It follows our main character. You know, I don't ever remember their names, guys. And she works at like a film company or something, and her boss sends her to go interview this rescue swimmer, or he's like a rescue diver or something, and he is famous because he rescued Jennifer Aniston's dog. But he's also famous for not wanting to be filmed at all and never getting an interview. So she goes down there trying to get an interview, and clearly this is the romance element of the story, and so they're starting to get to know each other. It's interesting reading these e-arcs because I really do read them and give feedback. Like there's an option for you to give your regular feedback, but then there's also something to give to the publishers. It did start off a little confusing, so I will be sharing that as part of my review, but overall it's really good. And I did not care for Catherine Sinter's last book. I think it was the one where she was face blind or whatever. I had it. I think I have it on my Kindle. I just never read it because it just didn't make any sense to me. But this one's really cute. It's written really well, and it's back to The Bodyguard, which I really enjoyed that book. It's the same style. I did read a little more Onyx Storm yesterday, but again, I'm not rushing it because number one, it is really good and I want to take my time, but number two, I have books ahead of it that I need to get to, and so I'm really focused on that as well. Today, the only other thing that happened of note in the book world for me was that my replacement Colorsoft came today, and I was so disappointed. So I, again, reached out to have my Kindle Colorsoft replaced because after seeing some of the people's comparisons online between the original Colorsoft and the replacement, it looked really good. And I never really saw a yellow line on mine. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, sometimes I thought I did. Sometimes some of you guys would point it out and then I thought I saw it too. But when I got this replacement, I realized mine is perfect, and I'm so blessed and so happy to have gotten the right one from the start, because that replacement was horrible. The replacement color on the screen was so yellow, so dim. It was yellow from top to bottom, like it was not good. So I contacted customer service and just said, you know what, I'll keep my original, take the replacement back, and I'll be putting that back in the mail tomorrow. So, you know, the grass is not always greener on the other side. That's the whole point. So I just finished filming too. I did a review of the books. I have been loving this device. I've been sort of balancing between the Colorsoft and the books. I was using the books last night. Again, I think I made the decision that I'm going to keep the books and sell the Kobo Libra. I just like the books better, honestly. And I'm not using the books to read Kobo books. So I feel like if I decide that I want to, then I can do it from the books, not having a whole Kobo Libra that's just sitting there collecting dust. So I'm gonna sell that. But yeah, so anyway, I was filming the review on this and I'd already done it, but I accidentally deleted the footage yesterday. So frustrating, but I think I did a better review the second time, so maybe it was worth it. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna shower, I'm gonna edit, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna knock out. I'm so glad tomorrow's Friday. I'll check back with you then. Bye guys. Hey guys, happy Sunday. Welcome to the last day of the vlog. It's been a few days since I last checked in. I believe I checked in on Thursday as my last day, and I was just on my reading grind. There was nothing going on that I just decided that I was going to hold off and just follow up with what I was reading. So a couple of things to talk through today, and then we'll be signing off for this weekly vlog. So first, let's talk about what I read, what I'm in the middle of, my book journal, and then a package that I got today. So since Thursday, I think it's the last day I checked in, I was reading The Love Haters, which was an e-arc by Catherine Sinter. I did finish that on Friday. I ended up giving that 4 stars. I actually really liked that, and I think when it comes out, people are really gonna like it. As I mentioned before, it's definitely better than her last book, because I couldn't even get through that book. This one is more on the lines of The Bodyguard, in which like the flow of writing is better, the characters are great. There were a couple of things in the beginning that were just a little confusing. So this book is around a woman who is like a TV producer or something, and she is asked to go interview this guy who is famous for rescuing Jennifer Aniston's dog, but he's kind of out of the limelight. Her boss has a connection to him, and he sends her down to go interview him because the boss thinks that he'll be able to that she'll be able to get him to, you know, be in the interview, and he's not wanting to be in the limelight. So she goes down. It is enemies to lovers. They don't like each other until they do. It was pretty quick the way that it kind of turns around, and I think that one of the reasons it didn't get a 5-star for me was just some of the dialogue was off, and some of the plot twists were really off, and just like the way that it started to turn. It's hard to say, I don't want to spoil it, but the way it started to turn and like the additions of extra plots kind of weren't needed and were a little confusing at the end. But overall really good. Then after that, I immediately jumped into Jessie and the Bad Babysitter, which ended up giving 5 stars. This book follows Jessie's perspective as Dawn has freshly left Babysitters Club. She's in California, and they are super busy. They need another babysitter. Jessie has a friend who comes to help out, but the friend is pretty sketch. She's late to meetings. Chrissy's losing her mind. She's not really good with the kids, and so we follow that whole thing, and she ends up not staying with the Babysitters Club. It's just not for her. She doesn't like all the rules that Christy has. And so that was pretty interesting. And again, Jessie's books are starting to evolve more and they're starting to be more interesting. So that's really great. Throughout this, I've been reading Onyx Storm. I'm about 20% into Onyx Storm. And I still like it. I've heard some mixed reviews. I'm trying to stay away from reviews because I really want to focus on like what I like about it. But again, I have about 6 e-arcs that I need to read, and so I'm just reading Onyx Storm throughout those weeks. Even though I have 6 e-arcs to read, I also started reading Into the Woods by Ginny Holiday. I actually heard more about this book from Bookish Knitters channel, and I have Canadian Boyfriend, but I never got through it, and for no reason. Like, I think I was just burnt out on romance in general. It wasn't anything bad about it, but Into the Woods sounded really good because it is following a woman who, oh gosh, what is her name? Is Gretchen. She's a 40-year-old or almost 40-year-old dance instructor. She owns a dance school, and there is this camp happening in northern Minnesota where it's an art camp for kids, and they were missing a dance instructor, so they've asked her to join on, and she is there with a guy named Teddy who's part of this rock band that she's not interested in, but they've just disbanded, and Teddy's pretty full of himself. So I'm only 21% in, so I have a lot more to go, but we're just now getting the kids coming to the camp. Right now, Teddy and Gretchen have not had too much interaction. It's been pretty dry on that front, and so we're going to build to that, but that's kind of what I've been reading. I also want to talk about The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I talked about this book a little bit, and I was really excited about it. I have a digital copy, and I have a physical copy, obviously, and I'm just going piece by piece. So I did start with the introduction, which is just like the story of Mel Robbins, did some underlining, annotating that things that were significant to me. Now I'm off to chapter 1. I have not gone to chapter 1 yet, and I think it's okay to take these types of books slow. It is like a self-help sort of book, and so I have to figure out how I want to space my time with this book, but I am still sort of reading that. So there's that. And then I just want to talk about the book journal today. I'm going to be working on that a little bit more today. So as I mentioned, I did pick up the Amanda Rach Lee planner, and that was because the Hobonichi planner just had a lot of pages that I wasn't able to fill, and it just required more creativity than I have in general, but also time for. Whereas this is already sort of set up with little things for you to color and fill in, and so I am still working towards 15 to 20 books a month. I think I'm at 13 books right now. Oh, that reminds me, one more book I finished. I'll tell you in just a second. And then each day that I'm reading, I'm adding what I read and when I finished it. I don't know, I started that last year and I just really like tracking the days. Then I have my mood tracker and habit tracker. I need more habits to track right now. I'm just tracking exercise, water intake, food tracking, how many times I have takeout, and how many sodas I have per day. My goal is 1 soda a day, and so when I do that, that's it. And then I'm still adding my pictures. As I've said before, I print in sets of 4, so now it's time to print some more, and then I will go back and add my writing for the books I finished earlier in January that I had written in my Hobonichi. But I have some time today that I want to do this, and it's just kind of relaxing to color while you're watching a show or whatever, or hanging out with my family. And I think I will try to find another audiobook to listen to while I am doing this. I listened to and finished up the audiobook this week, well yesterday actually, Is She Really Going Out With Him by Sophie Cousins. I started that maybe mid-month or like the 10th or so. I think on Goodreads I marked the 15th. But I was just taking it slow. Anytime I was in the car and I wasn't listening to music, I just put on the audiobook, and I ended up giving it 3 stars. I thought it was okay. I did also read The Good Part by Sophie Cousins. If you guys remember, I did not like that too much, which is why I gave away this book, Is She Really Going Out With Him, to Half Price Books, because I didn't like the writing style. The audiobook was better, however, it just wasn't great. So this book follows a woman who is a writer at a magazine. Her job might possibly be cut because there's not a lot of interest that she has on her articles, but she is pitched an idea to go out with guys that her kids suggest for her. She's recently divorced and her kids are teenage, preteen age, and they're going to suggest guys for her to go out with. Her nemesis slash colleague Will is also doing something on the same line. They're going to kind of collaborate together, and he had this idea. And she kind of is annoyed that he had that idea. Throughout the book, she goes on these dates. Obviously, none of them work, but her and Will start getting closer, and sparks fly, romance, you know how it goes. The reason I got 3 stars for me, and this is the same with, I want to say I can't remember what other book it was last year that I read, but, I think it was Curvy Girl Summer. The issue was that, yes, she had to go on these fake dates, but we literally went through every date with her, and I feel like that's such a waste of, that's just like using pages in the book. We know it's not going to work out. We could do an overview, we could do a recap, whatever it is, but like literally every single date we were on with her, and it wasn't great. So 3 stars for that one. I think if you are a romance lover, you'll probably like it, but it just wasn't for me. And I think I'm done with Sophie Cousins. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to show you is something that I picked up. It's not really bookish, but sort of, I guess it could be. I picked up some stickers some planner stickers from the company, the Coffee Monster company. They took a while to come. I'm not going to lie, I believe I ordered these in December. And today is the 26th? And so I picked up some cute little stickers just to mark my planners with. They did come from British Columbia, Canada, so maybe that was why. I thought it was a sign because as a US citizen, I'm so ready to move to Canada. So I was like, maybe this is my sign. But I'll just show you. So I have some little mini doodles. I don't know if it's going to pick up. Let's put it back right there. There we go. Okay, some mini doodle stickers. And here's some more, and they're supposed to go with the season, so this is like July to December. And then I have, these are intentionally for the Hobonichi, but I think you can use them for anything. But I have some month categories, some little month guides, and then some tabs, which are definitely for the Hobonichi, but I might use them. I can use them for any planner. So I got those in the mail. I think they're really cute. They just took a long time to come. So I was like, what's going on with that? But otherwise, that's pretty much it. Today, I'm going to continue reading Into the Woods. I'm hopeful to finish that either today or tomorrow. Like I said, I have to update my book journal today. I'm going to edit this, get it ready for tomorrow's posting. And then that's about it. So I hope you've enjoyed this weekly vlog. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear what you read this week. What do you think about the books that I'm reading? Share any of your thoughts below. I'm always engaging in the comments. So we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.